Pick a card. How are you stunning your haters? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Grisel with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1. You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. How are you stunning your haters? You're very progressive. People are rubbernecking to see you. You mix vintage with modern, and it makes for a very classy aesthetic. You travel, or people believe that you are well traveled, and they're very interested in that. You have to dumb it down to people. Sometimes your intellect is above what the mainstream can understand, and that bothers some people. You like everything buttoned up. You have your RBF face on point and unchallenged. People think that you are difficult to approach. And I feel like this is going to be for a lot of people that knew you once upon a time, okay? You don't fall for the old tricks, and the tricksters are mad about it. So without further ado, pile number 1, if this sounds like you, or if it sounds interesting, we're going to go ahead and get more information during the shuffle in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm hoping that you'll find something helpful, hopeful, or at the very least, something amusing. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, I am so very grateful for you. Thank you so much. Pile number 1, how are you stunning your haters? You have the moon. And you have the King of Wands reversed. And you have take action. Action with Jade. So right off the bat, pile number 1, I'm just going to say, look at how healthy, vibrant, and thriving this is. It seems like you slow down for no one. And it reminds me of that thing that I've shared on this channel before, that one of my work friends told me, you know, time and blank, pile number 1 doesn't wait for anybody. So I feel like you're stunning your haters because you're no longer waiting on them, because you're making moves in the dark, seemingly. You're not allowing people to know exactly what it is that you are doing. This always reminds me right here. Let's see if we can get in here a little bit closer. Of that one book that says something about, I love you so much, I'll eat you up. Where the wildlings are. Yeah, that's what it is with that character. Always reminds me of that. But pile number 1, I definitely feel like you have a lot of people looking towards you. And I feel like when I say haters, I guess I use that term loosely. You're stunning your haters. It's like people want to be you, first of all, but they also want to know where you're going, where you're headed, what's your motive behind it, how are you feeling, especially. And something about, I feel like your haters feel, or they're thinking that you're holier than thou now. It's like, oh, pile number 1, they think they're holier than thou. Because I heard, you know, how is it, how hard is it for the camel to pass through the eye of the needle? Anyways, it's a biblical passage, horribly paraphrased, but I think you get the gist, right? And it seems to me like your haters are almost feeling, maybe they're feeling like way back here, almost like left behind, or like they can't come with you, that you're the lone wolf and nobody knows your moves and your motives except for you. And wherever it is that you are going, you have Jade, or it's like Jade is a lucky stone, right? It's a take action. So maybe because you're making these moves and you're making them without permission and without apology, people are stunning and hating on you a little bit. I'm going to flip this card just so you can get a really good look on it. Now, with the King of Wands right here, it was reversed. And I feel like how you're stunning your haters currently is that if they don't make moves in according to what your drive is, your motivation, your desire, your business MO, your business plan, your trajectory, you're not having any of it. So you're not here waiting around to see what other people's business plan is. You're not waiting around to see what they're passionate about, what they're excited about, what they are dreaming up. You are just running, and I'm hearing renegade, okay? So maybe you are indeed running renegade, and maybe there have been a lot of like changes and oscillations in your life. And I feel like in order to improve, we should always be changing and growing regardless of what it is that we're doing. So I feel like you're stunning your haters because you've made so many different changes, but those changes have inspired maybe perhaps even a heart awakening within you. I feel like you have some people mad. Let's just get a little bit more information here. This is a deck that I made. Okay, so you like Omar Adavi, known as the Animal Magnet Man. Sharks, fish, and all aquatic life responds to his frequency. Yeah, if you look this guy up on any of the social platforms, you'll see where he literally has almost like a lounge chair in shallow water, and all of these animals like come up to him, these beasts, if you will, right? And they come up to him and they seem very passive, but they seem to be almost like bathing in his frequency, and it's kind of wild to look at. So maybe that you tame the untamable. Relationship attachment style, fearful, avoidant, fear of rejection, trust issues, unable to rely on others, and low self-esteem. So pile number one, I feel like you're stunning your haters because maybe perhaps once upon a time, you were a fearful avoidant. This was your attachment style. That you feared rejection, you had trust issues, unable to rely on others, and had low self-esteem. And I mean, if this is you or was you, or if you're coming out of that or growing through it, big round of applause to you, because I've struggled with all of these things. Keep in mind that we are not infallible. But what I'm going to say is the fact that you are willing to face monumental things like that and to make progress in any way, shape, and form, that you're not hiding it or burying your head about it, that you are forging forward with the will and the drive to really thrive, to grow, to get, I'm hearing, up on a higher perch. So it's almost like getting a bird's eye view and the lay of the land, and that way you can actually strategize and see where everything is and where it is that you need to make the most growth, or where you need to kind of prune back some of the trees in order for your growth to really even grow exponentially, is what I heard. So something about your growth is causing some jealousy. It's stunning your haters. So let's have a look at this card right here. Pile number one, justice. Yeah. So it seems to me like I'm hearing karma is playing in action. So whatever that means to you, but this can also stand for Libra. This is a balancing of the scales. And this cat doesn't even have to wield the sword, right? The cat's just like, all right, this is a sword, and these are the scales, and it's going to be fair. And this cat also has some information or is privy to what is behind the red curtain. So that can mean a lot of things to you. I don't know if, you know, well, let's not get political, Griselle. But I just think of like the red curtain and things like that. But anyways, fill in the blanks as you see fit. Pile number one, I feel like you are stunning your haters because it seems like once upon a time, things were in balance and you were not able to see it clearly. You were not able to really maintain things that were sustainably within balance. And now that is a different story. You're no longer in that era. You've broken through some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you've done this publicly. And people know, by the way, that in order to come towards you, they need to do it fairly and that you are approachable, but that you are no nonsense as well. If they come with a massive imbalance, like an offer, oh, let's go into this business together and you get like 15 and I get the rest, that's not going to fly with you. I feel like you're stunning your haters because you know your worth, that you're able to really tap into the other side. The supernatural is actually the word that I heard. And also that you're incredibly rooted, that you're incredibly balanced, and that people can't really shake you up the way they used to. They can't stir emotions within you any longer. And that's why maybe perhaps you're keeping your emotions to yourself, right? Or you're making moves in the dark, because it's not wise to make all of your moves in public or to allow other people to see the moves that you are making, because that's how things get delayed or intervened with, or yeah, your plans can basically get messed up that way. So I feel like you've learned that lesson and you're definitely not doing that. My dog is playing with the boxes. I have the boxes of cards. I opened them and I put them all to one side so that I can put them in the description box, although half the time I forget. And now he thinks it's fun. So pile number 1. Yeah, maybe even perhaps you're stunning your haters because they used to have fun with getting your emotions all riled up, with making you feel that things are out of balance, that you maybe don't bring enough to the table, that maybe they're going to abandon you, and so on and so forth. And I feel like currently they're starting to see a whole different side of you, a whole different vibe of you. And I feel like a lot of people are shocked. They're shook. Pile number 1, if you are liking these readings, if you can do me a favor and please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, if you could not forget to click that little notification bell and double check all of your favorite readers as well, because those notifications like get reset by the wonderful algorithm occasionally, and you can accidentally unsubscribe to your favorite content creators. I'm talking to everybody, right? So it's a good thing to check. So pile number 1, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah. So you have a clear and concise communication. People cannot come towards you without getting, I'm going to say the nitty gritty, like you're going to tell it like it is. And I feel like you don't want to waste words any longer. You're not going to sit there and stroke people's egos. You're not going to over-explain yourself. I feel like you're very well balanced. And I love the smile on this cat's face. If you just look right here. Also something about like your family lineage. And there's a brick wall right here. So this can indicate that maybe perhaps your family doesn't really understand like what's going on, or they've been used to things being out of balance and they expected you to carry forward in the same manner, but that's not happening. And so they're, you know, they feel like they've met with a brick wall and they're like, well, what about the family lineage? Or how about, you know, why are you changing the game all of a sudden in mid-stride? And it's like, you know what? This horse realizes that we need to get to the very end of that race. And so that's where we're headed. And in order to do that, we can't be listening to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to intervene and interfere and throw their 2 cents and pitch an idea or tell us how to do things. That's just not conducive to a race. So pile number 1, I feel like you're stunning your haters because it's almost like their advice is unwarranted anymore, and that you're watching to see whatever is balanced and fair. And it's like if somebody's willing to do within their own life, then that's one thing. And maybe you're willing to take notes or take measures or, you know, ask some questions to see how they're doing it. But if somebody else is, you know, if people are trying to chime in on how to build or how to win a race or how to build whatever, or how to be the best at business, you're not taking note unless they are successful themselves and you know that they have a heart of wanting to help you. And that's just how things are, okay? Ooh, so we have the King of Wands, clarifying the reverse King of Wands. Yeah, so you're not taking, and I feel like that definitely makes it clear, you're not taking any advice or any tips or rubbing elbows with people. Number 1212 can be significant to you, by the way, with anyone that isn't successful or on the right trajectory. Now, let me clarify this statement. Pile number 1, I definitely feel like you're not one to be like, oh, I can't rub elbows with, you know, people that aren't successful. That is not it at all. Although I will say that that will be the gossip that your haters will be stating. Oh, they think they're too good. but nay, nay. What's actually going on is that you're not taking advice from people that don't really have their own trajectory in line, and that they don't have their ducks in order, or that they don't have something that you admire, in other words. So I feel like you've had a lot of people try to put obstacles, or you know how when you watch TV and there's the cops are throwing these like speed sticks in the middle of the freeway or whatever street, and they throw it in the middle right as a car is going to come by, and it pops their tires and it derails them. I feel like you've had a lot of people do that to you, and now that you're seeing with clear eyes and you're acting accordingly, people are upset. But you know what? That is a them problem, not a you problem. So you continue on your forward motion. I actually want to use one of these because these cards are actually hard to do. The Power of Intention. So let me just pull one card for you because this reading went really fast. So for pile number 1, how are you stunning your haters? Let us be receptive. You are stunning your haters, yeah. And it goes back to the receptivity, okay? Okay. So you're going to be receptive to those that seem to have, like, your goodwill. Yeah, they have good feelings towards you. In other words, that they have a good heart towards you, and they have really solid advice. But if they just are talking just for the sake of talking, you're not going to be receptive to that any longer. And this card says, being receptive means allowing your senior partner to handle your life for you. By being peaceful, quiet, and receptive, you pattern yourself in the image of God, and you regain the power of your source. So, and for those, you know, that believe or don't believe, that's entirely up to you. But, you know, I guess I disagree with this. It means allowing your senior partner, I would say that's source or spirit or God or whomever, is at the helm of your team to handle your life for you. So that would be your senior partner. That would be my interpretation. But, you know, and then being like surrendered and peaceful and knowing that that partner is going to bring you 3D partnerships in order to help your trajectory or bring you help according to however help is warranted in your life. So that is what I have for you. Let me know what you think. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, you chose this lovely image on the right hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. How are you stunning your haters? Surprised at your body, your physical glow up. I got lots of sexual attention. You have a nice booty, maybe, perhaps even some of you guys got a BBL. No judgment here. Your confidence is evident and your heart is open, but it's all very intimidating. Maybe perhaps some of you guys are from Spain, Greece, maybe you're Haitian or Cuban, Puerto Rican or Mexican. Also, your hair makes an incredible statement, whether you're male or female. I think that perhaps people notice the contrast between your skin tone and your hair, or perhaps your very hairline, or something about the way that your hair parts, or the texture. Coco wants to chime in here. Now, palette number 2, how are you stunning your haters? Now, this was interesting to me because right before I opened up my camera, I heard this song, and it's a Spanish song. It's like, chiquitita, dime por qué tu dolor hoy me encadena. Déjame ya, verdad, yo la quiero ver curada. Anyways, I don't remember all the words, but it's talking about somebody who is young or smaller, and something about being like injured or hurt emotionally, and how this person wants to see them healed up. Basically, that's a short synopsis. So this is going to be very interesting. If this sounds like you, or if it sounds interesting, then we're going to go ahead and learn more during the shuffle in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, I really appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you'll find something that's helpful, hopeful, at the very least, something that's amusing. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, I am so super grateful for you. I didn't move this. Oh, yeah. Pile number 2. I'm all getting ahead of myself. How are you stunning your haters? You have the 10 of Pentacles. That was reversed. And you have the Queen of Pentacles, also reversed. We're going to keep it, the meaning anyways, according to how we pulled it. We have green, revitalize your nervous system. Intriguing. So, pile number 2, how are you stunning your haters? I'm going to say, first of all, I feel like this could be like a family matter, a family affair. And I'm getting that because of the 10 of Pentacles mostly. But also I heard when I said green and I affiliated right away with monetary gain, monetary value. Now, the 10 of Pentacles stands for loyalty and family wealth and prosperity and having each other's backs and forming a legacy and being on the same trajectory and basically building a foundation with the idea that generations are welcome, and having it be beneficial to all, like a safe haven. And because this came out, I definitely feel like you're stunning your haters because this is not on your radar or it's not on your trajectory. And maybe perhaps this is alluding to the fact that I would say your family would not be very close. They are not a people or a unit that really stands behind other people, or at least you don't feel like they stand behind you, that kind of a thing. Maybe there's, dysfunction. I feel like definitely dysfunction. It's more like, it feels more of a selfishness, like, let me get this, let me get that, this is for me, this is mine. It's not like what is good for the community, and the community being your family. It's more like an individual, and it's very competitive. It feels competitive versus cooperative energy going on here. And so I feel like for this pile, your haters, big air quotes, is actually your family, because maybe perhaps they're competing with you or against you. And this could have to do with money. Maybe you're in the same business. Maybe you guys have like restaurants and they own a restaurant and you guys are competing for business because it's the same delicacy that you're serving or whatever. I don't know. But regardless here, I definitely feel like you guys are at odds with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This could either be a mother figure or somebody who, because it was reversed, somebody who claims to have a lot of like gentleness and love and a lot of, I feel like they claim to have a lot of clout, a lot of ability to bring people to them. And how I would say that this person would say, or these people would say, that we have a safe haven, that we are a cohesive family, that, we watch each other's backs, but really they stab each other's backs, that kind of a thing. And with the Queen of Pentacles being reversed, typically like children would go to her, or she would be somebody who grows things with her own hands, or very innovative. This is somebody who in the upright would be able to create like a garden and sell their, I don't know, applesauce, or they would sell their, chili, or their hot sauce, or they would sell their goods at farmer market and stuff like that. But instead, this person's reversed, so they don't really produce a lot with their own hands, but also they could be very tight with their money, and they could be kind of brutal in their approach and the way that they think things through. Yeah, not very good energy I'm getting. And again, because of the green right here, revitalize your nervous system. I feel like the green came out, you know, in conjunction with this like 10 of Pentacles reverse. I feel like this is just really stating that there's a lot of competition or issues with money, revolving around money. And this has formed people into like open enemies almost, okay? And now if this isn't like a spoken thing where you're open enemies, I definitely feel like this is a vibe, unfortunately. And you're not here for it. This could be very taxing for your nervous system. I'm incredibly sensitive energy myself. And so when I'm around situations like this or a people like that, I definitely pick up on it, and it stresses out my nervous system. So it's going to be very important that you get grounded, that you probably do a lot of cleansing when you are around these people if you have to be, or, you know, preferably disengage and detach from people that don't have your best interest regardless of what they say. Because I definitely feel like there's a public image to uphold, and yet it's a far cry from what they really say it is. So let's see what else we have here. And this could be friends and family. It doesn't just have to be family, okay? It says, I know it's so wrong, but I have asked other partners to dress like you, get their hair done like you, etc. You're like a perfume that lingers, and I can't help the crazy behavior. So obviously this is going to pertain to partners, right? Sexual partners. And I feel like it's interesting because some of your past loves could be popping in saying, well, yeah, you know, you're stunning your haters, your past partners, but they don't want to admit it. But part of it is their obsession with you. And then Grippy Sock Club member. So this can allude to people that have like mental health issues, and never any shade on people with mental health. I mean, I'm so glad that we live in times and we're slowly, I feel, progressing more during a time when we can actually have these conversations and really acknowledge and understand what's going on, and that help is available. So I'm definitely, you know, pro getting whatever help you need for sure. But I definitely feel like there's a lot of denial within this family. If it's not within a family unit, I feel like it's within definitely one person, right? Who can see themselves as like the matriarch of the family or patriarch of the family, regardless. And again, with the green, I feel like this has to do with, yeah, alluding to the way you earn your income or money in general. Let's take a peek at this guy right here. We have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it has to do with your passion, your drive, your excitement, whatever it is that makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I could go out on a limb for this. I can really get behind this. This is a great idea. How else, you know, I'm going to sleep on it and then dream a million things. And I wake up, I'm going to have even more ideas to do this thing, whatever this is. And I feel like you could be solo, like you could never have had anyone to rely upon monetarily, whether it's a partner or a mate or a spouse or, you know, family member, whatever, or family of origin. I feel like it's all done based on your own spunk and your own back. And I feel like you're incredibly intuitive, not only because of the black cat, but also you could be a little bit prissy, or people can think that you're a little bit prissy. I feel like that's how you're studying your haters, is that you move with grace and with finesse and very, quote, delicate. It's almost like they think, well, they don't want to get their hands dirty with us, that kind of a thing. But it is a far cry from what is actually going on, because I feel like with your energy, you are pushing through the clouds and making sure that you have a clear sky so that you know exactly where you're headed. If you're going to continue walking this branch, you want to know where the edge of the branch is and have it not be buried in the middle of a cloud where you can potentially fall off, right? So pile number 2, if you are liking these kind of readings, please give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, or yeah, even if you're amused by them. Also, don't forget to click on your little notification bell so that you get notified when I drop further videos. How are you stunning your haters? What? Did you heal? Are you a healing balm to others? Are you a great communicator? Do you welcome everyone under the rainbow as long as they have the right soul? Do you have 2 color different eyes, or do you see things very differently than other people, aka your haters here? Do you make the sun shine? Do you radiate positivity? Are you pure as a driven snow? I'm just kidding. I I would say that people, you know, your haters would say, well, aren't they just special, or aren't they just connected? But the reality is, I feel like you are incredibly connected to spirit, and that maybe perhaps you've done a lot of healing and you lend a lot of healing to others as well. And this is incredibly attractive. And I do feel like, you know, people could be stunned by that. They could be upset by that. They could be jealous about that. That's, again, going to be a them problem, not a you problem. Look at you. Pile number 2, how are you stunning your haters? Well, by being the magician, by really speaking words, and even you can't even see this cat's mouth, but I feel like they're really curious as to what it is that you speak. Do you have spells? What kind of magic do you wield? That everything that you speak on or focus on definitely manifests. What is it that you have here in your cauldron? I always say that word wrong. What kind of magic do you wield? Yeah, because it seems like you have a curtain around you, a curtain of smoke or a curtain of clouds, right? That really will become a curtain around you when things need to be hidden from the public eye or from certain people. So you have this like magic that's incredibly hidden and very powerful because you're a great manifester, and people really want to know more about this, but they feel stunned that you just create these things. And it's almost like you're burning the midnight oil with the 2 candles, well, 3 candles right here. So this could talk also about not only your own gifts and talents, but about cooperative energy around you. And I feel like people, well, you're stunning your haters because you're cooperating, but you're not cooperating with these people, the people that you feel like, you know, one of these things is not like the other. It's like, we're not the same. We might be humans, but we are not the same. We might have 2 legs and 2 arms, but we're definitely not the same. We might have families and we might be families, but we are not the same. And I feel like that's how you are stunning your haters, is that you finally decided to maybe separate yourself, because even the tree, when you think about your genealogy and things like that, we think of, like, we talk about a family tree, right? And this is our origin, our family of origin. And so even if you were adopted into a family and things like that, I would say that you've separated yourself because you were like a branch, right? You've come across this branch and you decided that's where I'm going to travel, because this tree just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and I don't want to keep rinse and repeat the same problems. Also, you're stunning your haters because you could have really overcome a lot with like addictions or obsessions or things that just were not healthy for you. You've broken through a lot of different things, and now the sunshine is shining upon you, and that could even be pretty shocking to people around you. And that's how you are stunning your haters. Maybe they liked you more when you were in this thing of confusion where you were like, follow the leader, but even they didn't know like how to lead, but they still want to have that power or wield the power or have all the say so. And so I feel like you going on your own and doing your own thing and creating a different narrative is quite shocking. How are you studying your haters? I like this. What is this? Optimize your health. Yeah. So I'm trying to put these cards back here. So I really like this because this feels very grounded, but this feels to me connected to your sacral chakra. This is about desire. This is about passion. This is about the fire in your belly. What gets you excited? This is about sensuality as well. And it says, in order to optimize your health, begin noticing the frequency of any thoughts that support the idea of sickness as something to be expected, and eliminate them from your mind. So this is from Wayne Dyer, and I've never actually used these cards on my channel before. I just actually got them. I'm not really sure how I feel about them, but let me know. Yeah, the biggest thing, I feel like optimizing your health is really cutting out things that are not beneficial, that are a vibrational challenge, or in direct vibrational opposition to you. And you're going to feel that body, mind, heart, and soul. And I feel like that's what this really alludes to as well, is that if you're not growing, or if you feel stagnant, or if you're feeling a certain kind of way that feels negative, listen to your intuition and really be the person that prunes the things that really isn't healthy for you in order to optimize your health. So that is what I have. Let me know what you guys think about this. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3 shows this lovely image on the right hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. How are you stunning your haters? You're immune to their anger. People can no longer intimidate you. All the beautiful, hot people are watching you. The attention you get angers the entitled. There's a new kid in town. Also, I'm hearing that you could be on social media, almost like everywhere they turn. Ta-da! There is pile number 3. So this could be upsetting some of your haters. It's almost like they can't run around or run from themselves. Yeah. And the interesting part about this, pile number 3, is that I feel like it is for a reason. And no, I don't feel like you're in everybody's face. Hey, look at me, whatever. I definitely feel like it is something that they're supposed to learn. They're supposed to self-reflect and wonder, what is it about pile number 3 that's really bothering me? Why does it bother me? Why am I upset? And get those real big questions into the mix so that they can come to a better conclusion and live a healthier, less hateful life. Just kidding. All right, pile number 3. We're going to go ahead and get a little bit more information during the shuffle in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, pile number 3. If you're new to my channel, I really hope that you find something that's helpful, hopeful, or at the very least, something that's interesting, amusing. And for those of you that are indeed repeat offenders, I am so grateful for you. Thank you guys so very much. Pile number 3, how are you stunning your haters? Well, this card flipped round and round and round, and what I heard literally was, tú no sabes cuántas vueltas yo he dado. And what that means is you don't know how many turns I've taken or how many flips I've done in order to arrive. But we're going to see what the card actually says because I'm very intrigued. Trauma eyes. One eye differs than the other. Narcissistic abuse suspected. Yeah, so they say that if you have one eye that's larger than the other, it's not simply just the way that you were born. Typically, that it does have something to do with trauma. So maybe perhaps pile number 3, you were the object of a narcissist, their focus and their drive. It could have been. And so I feel like that's what is going on right now, and you're stunning your haters because that is no longer the case. Let's get a little bit more information. Yeah, Ace of Cups. So you're stunning your haters in the fact that you have maybe escaped the cycle of abuse. I don't know if I can even really say that without getting flagged on here, but pile number 3, I'm just going to say that you are stunning your haters because you have broken out of the mold, because you've rejected that this is normal, that you've rejected your, quote, lot in life, your role that you've been relegated by others, that you are not doing this any longer, that you've pursued healing and you've taken your cup of love. And this is, to me, like when you offer somebody a cup of love, this is body, mind, heart, and soul, like we really get each other. And I feel like right here, you've had a really hard time understanding and bridging that gap between the hardships that the narcissist placed against you, basically. And I feel like you could be somebody who maybe is waking up very late in life or really understanding that this is exactly what it is. I heard too little, too late, but it's never too late to really do something different with your life. I don't really care how old you are. It really isn't too late to do something different. Pile number 3, you have the 5 of Cups. Very interesting because this Ace of Cups came and it's in the reverse. And then you have the Five of Cups here. So technically, there were 3 cups that were spilled during the old translation, or at least of Rider-Waite. The Five of Cups really depicted 3 cups that were spilled, indicating that somebody's mourning for a time that was long gone, a time that they can't recapture again, a time when it was eat, drink, be merry, and we're having fun together, that kind of a thing. But instead of 3, it's 4. I'm going to count this as I would the Rider-Waite, with the 3 of Cups reversed, flipped over, and then this cup flipped over, upturned as well. And what that tells me is that you're no longer like waiting for that emotional fulfillment from people that may have kept you in some kind of abusive situation, some kind of usury, or some kind of a narrative where you had to really jump through hoops to find happiness, and it just never came to you. Now you're focused with the Five of Cups. The 2 are left upright. You're focused on finding partnerships and people that think like you and see things the way you do, and maybe real reciprocal energy, where this cup is in the upright, where it's like you bring your emotions to the table and they show up for it. And not only that, maybe they show up with another table too, and you're like, dang, we got 2 tables. What are we going to do? Shall we combine them? Shall we invite friends and family and so on? But I think you get the point. I feel like you're stunning your haters because you're no longer willing to sit at a table that is cold and callous, and a table that makes you sad, and that, you know, you've seen better times. During that, you're no longer willing to sit at a table where it's just empty of warmth and of love and of kinship and partnership, and of a spirit that makes you feel like there are other people like you, or at least, at the very least, that you're seen. Pile number 3, I feel like you are somebody that maybe you haven't really felt seen. And I know the video came out actually today, so yesterday from the time I filmed this, that talks about that you're about to be seen. And so you could be somebody like myself, perhaps, that you just felt like you were always a wallflower, or nobody noticed you, or that your opinions really didn't matter, or that some strange force or some, I don't know, it almost feels like a monopoly, that kind of a thing, or like a pyramid scheme, you know, the people at the top, that kind of a thing, that you could not be seen for who you really are. And I feel like you are stunning your haters because that's not the case anymore. I feel also, before I started, before I opened up the reading, I heard people laughing. So I feel like you're stunning your haters because once upon a time, they were able to laugh at you, or they thought it was okay just to laugh at you, like laugh in your face even. And it was almost like, I see in my mind's eye somebody patting a kid on the head. It's almost like minimizing, oh, that's just pile number 3, you know, oh, they're okay, you know, they're cute. Isn't that cute? You know, pile number 3 is trying to do this. Isn't that cute? Ha, ha, ha. And it's a big freaking joke. And I feel like you're stunning your haters because the joke's on them. That you are no longer taking back seat, that you're no longer accepting secondhand, you know, socks with holes in them, and they're like, here you go, and be grateful that you have anything. But that you're really asking more for yourself, that you're demanding equality on a basis of like a heart, body, mind, heart, and soul connection. Not like you're asking for, oh my goodness, I want to eat at the White House and rub elbows with the elite and all this stuff. You could be, but I definitely feel like you're asking for more things that are heart-centered, more genuine, because you have dealt with a whole world, it seems, that was disingenuous to you and couldn't see you. And I feel like there's a lot of angry people because now you're the one that's being seen, and you're no longer shutting your mouth according to other people that wanted you to keep your silence. That's not a thing anymore, and it's stressful for them. And good for you. Pile number 3. Let's take a peek at this guy. Okay. Meeting you. Lots of best things that's ever happened to me. I think about you often. Oh, meeting you. One of the best things that's ever happened to me. I think about you often. Yeah, so you could have people that really think about you often, that they realize maybe even in retrospect, or even if you're in their life currently, that they would never say Wow, pile number 3, you're really one of the best things that's ever happened to me, whether this is platonic or romantic, whether it's from people from your past or even currently. I feel like you have many different people feeling that way. And maybe perhaps, you know, you're stunning your haters because they realize that if you've moved on, that you were indeed one of the best things that's ever happened to them. I feel like with you came good luck, came good fortune, came good reputation. And because you're no longer in the picture, some way, somehow, whether you decided not to toe the line anymore or to move offices or to move businesses or to, you know, not rub elbows with these people anymore, they are feeling your absence. And I feel like that is very shocking to them. Let's see what this card is right here. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Super cheerful color. Access innovative thinking with the number 23. Now, pile number 3, obviously we're getting threes a lot echoing. You chose pile 3. We got 23 right here on the board. We were talking about the 3 of cups being turned over in order to leave the 2. So a lot of 2, maybe you're seeing a lot of 2s and 3s, like 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, or 22, 33, any combination thereof. And this is just meant to be something that is kind of, you know, validating that this is your reading, I guess you can say. But with this color right here, definitely you are privy to a lot of innovative thinking, and I feel like that's what's stunning your haters. Also, I feel like something about you in the way that you market or the way that you do social media or the way that the things that you post, even if you don't have like a business on social media, can be really considered innovative and a little bit shocking to these people. I feel like even the seed of a lemon is something that you really kind of have to crack, or you have to wet and keep out in the sun to let it germinate, and it has a hard casing. So I think that the easiest way is to actually crack this little casing of the lemon in order to get that little lemon tree to grow, to germinate, right? And I feel like what this is saying is that you are a hard one to crack, that maybe perhaps you kept a lot of things within you, because within this lemon slice, just a slice alone, there's a potential for another lemon tree in order to grow. And with that tree, it would bring about much more abundance, much more lemons, if you will, right? So there's so many different possibilities. And I feel like you stun your haters because you always think on the up and up. You're always very positive. Maybe you're really technologically savvy, or people think that you are. Maybe you learned some apps and you can really stun people on how you navigate those apps. Yeah, something about abundance is coming to the forefront as well. With lemon, I always think of, you know, well, if you're giving lemons, you know, and if you're in this situation and you've been given lemons, you were surrounded by lemons, so number 1111 on camera just now. It could be that, yeah, you made lemonade, but so does everybody else. So you could be of that mind that you're like, I'm going to make lemon polish and lemon balm and lemon pie and lemon meringue, and, you know, I'm going to make, I don't know, lemon coquito. It's a drink. Or you could make like some kind of an elixir, some kind of a drink. I forget what it is. It's actually an alcoholic drink that you make with lemons. It was pretty potent, whatever that is. But you get the gist. You have many, many different ideas. And people are really shocked by that. And people are really upset that maybe you have hidden these talents or these gifts from them, or at least that's how they are feeling. Or maybe you're currently, quote, hiding them from these people, your haters, and they're upset about that because they wanted to benefit from this as well. Pile number 3, you have the King of Cups. Yeah, so you've been through all of the drama and the trauma of your emotions, of being young and being innocent and just really giving your heart away, and, you know, being the Knight of Cups and just falling in love with love and going through that whole gamut. And I feel like you are, this almost looks like a ruler to me, you know, with the millimeters, PD stick maybe, for those of you guys are in optics, or maybe seamstresses, or just a unit of measurement anyways. And I'm just going to say that you've really come to the forefront to where you can really manage your emotions. And that really is stunning and shocking to your haters, because I feel like once upon a time they use your emotions against you, especially if this was like sibling rivalry or quote frenemies and things like that, that really wanted to use your emotions against you so that you really or kept in a cycle, or you felt kind of trapped in a certain kind of a role. And they don't like that you've escaped that you've really managed to, you know, mitigate your own emotions, and you know what the strengths are and the weaknesses, and you know your own hot buttons, and how it can be used against you and by whom most especially. And they don't like that. So pile number 3, if this is resonating with you, or if you're enjoying this kind of reading at all, if you can please give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I would be ever so grateful. Those of you guys that have already done so, thank you guys so very much. And also don't forget to click that little notification bell so that you get notified when I drop further readings. How are you stunning your haters? What did I tell you? You have the 2 of Cups here, that you're attracting soulmates. And this doesn't have to be romantic. It can be. But I feel like people that are on your page, that they really see you for who you are. You know, it's people that look at you really deep in the eye, and they really get you. And they don't have a strategy to want to go behind your back and like plagiarize it, use your ideas for themselves. Or they don't want to go and gossip about it for the sake of tearing you down. That's not who you're attracting anymore. You are vibrationally unmatched, okay, from people who would do this to you any longer. I feel like the clouds are parting. I think that you can spot people a mile away if they come with nefarious reasons. This could be even indicating that maybe you're going to go wine testing with some friends or somebody who's special, whatever that looks like to you. And then we have the moon. Yeah. So you're really in touch with your intuition, right? And cats also have 9 lives. And I'm also being led to share, it's like how you're studying your haters. It seems like every time they turn around, pile number 3 has a new life. What is it that you're doing? How is it that you have a new boyfriend, new girlfriend, a new vehicle? How is it that you're traveling? How is it that you're making a new name for yourself? How is it that every time it seems like you escape the snare called life, or you escape the pitfalls that we've laid for you, if indeed they were laying pitfalls for you, or, you know, from, yeah, that's what it is. It's like that you have gotten better, not bitter, and your haters don't like that, and they're stunned. They're stunned because it's like, well, you were made of the same cloth, or you came from this neighborhood too, Jenny from the block, just kidding. But so maybe perhaps, you know, they're thinking that why are you so special that you have all of this optimism. But I feel like you have found your center at last, and if it's not a situation where you found your center at last, I feel like because of narcissism that maybe you weren't able to bring that to the forefront until it was safe. And maybe perhaps you are functioning from your solar plexus, your seat of confidence right now, and people are starting to see that even more and more, especially if, again, if you're on, how do you say that, Xiang Hong Chu, I don't know how to say it, but the Red Note, or if you're on Red Note or TikTok or X, Rumble, YouTube, any of those, or Facebook, you know. But I definitely feel like they are a little bit shook that every time that they turn around, it's like you have more self-esteem, more confidence, and it's like they're surprised. I feel like even this cat is surprised. I feel like you could be surprised. You're like, wait a minute, I actually have self-esteem. What? And listen, pile number 3, I'm there with you. So keep doing you, because you're doing great. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.